Okay, so get this. A brand new AI agent has just dropped, and it's coming out of China. And no, this isn't just another chatbot. We're talking about a free, open source tool that can actually control your computer. And the craziest part? Early tests show it's already smoking the big guys. Yeah, I'm talking about OpenAI.
Yeah, and that quote, it just nails it, right? This isn't about some AI giving you helpful hints or writing an email you have to copy and paste yourself. No, no. We're talking about an AI that literally takes over. It's clicking the buttons, it's opening the apps, it's navigating your whole system just like a person would, only, way faster and a whole lot smarter. So here's what we're going to break down today. First, we're going to meet this new challenger and peek under the hood to see how it actually works. Then we'll get into the numbers, the hard proof that it's leaving the giants in the dust. After that, we'll talk about why the fact that it's open source is a total game changer. And finally, we'll get to the big one, what all of this means for you and your computer.
All right, first things first. We need to be super clear on what we're actually talking about here, because this isn't just another AI assistant you might have heard of. This is something different. This is what's called an AI agent.
And that's the key difference, right? An AI agent doesn't just think or process information. It acts. It literally sees your screen. It understands what it's looking at, all the icons and menus, and then it uses your mouse and keyboard to actually get stuff done.
Maybe the best way to think about it is like this. Most AI assistants we have now, they're like that super smart friend who can give you amazing advice. They'll tell you exactly what to do, step by step, but you still have to do all the work. An AI agent, something like this UI TARS 2, well, that's the friend who just says scoot over, sits down at your keyboard, and just does it for you. Huge difference.
Okay, so that immediately brings up the big question, right? How in the world does this thing actually work? So let's walk through the basics, and don't worry, we're not going to get buried in the technical jargon. Okay, so first, it sees. It uses computer vision to look at your screen and understand everything on it. The icons, the buttons, the words. From there, it actually thinks. It reasons and plans out the steps it needs to take. Now, this next part, step 3, this is super cool. It acts using something called native GUI interaction. That sounds complicated, but it just means it uses your computer the same way a human does. It's not using some backdoor code or special API. It is literally clicking, typing, and scrolling on the graphical user interface. And finally, and this is key, it learns. It's constantly getting better through what's called reinforcement learning. Think of it like practicing something a million times until you're a grandmaster at it.
So, yeah, that all sounds incredibly impressive on paper. But does it actually hold up in the real world? Does it perform? Well, the researchers put it head-to-head with the best of the best, including agents from OpenAI. Let's look at the numbers, because this is where it gets good. All right, so there's this test called OS World. It's basically a big exam for AIs to see how well they can handle general computer tasks. Stuff like finding a specific file or digging into your settings. On that test, UiTARS 2 scored a 47.5, and that might not sound huge, but get this. That's higher than every single one of its competitors. But, okay, here's where my jaw kind of hit the floor. When they tested it on just browser tasks, so navigating websites, filling out forms, doing research online, it scored a staggering 88.2 out of 100. Now, to give you some context for how insane that is, most of the other top AI agents out there really struggle to even crack a 70 on this stuff. And I mean, just look at this chart. The gap is undeniable. We're not talking about a tiny little improvement here. This is a massive leap forward, especially for tasks inside a web browser, which, let's be honest, is where most of us spend our entire day working. But as mind-blowing as those performance numbers are, that's not even the biggest part of this story, not by a long shot. The most revolutionary thing here is that this powerful technology is completely free and totally open source. Think about it. Normally, a breakthrough like this would be immediately locked down. It'd be behind some expensive corporate paywall controlled by one of the tech giants. But by making this open source, the creators basically handed the keys to the kingdom to everyone. Anybody can use it. Any developer can pop the hood, look at the code, and help make it better. This is what it looks like when you democratize truly powerful AI. Okay, so let's bring this all back down to earth. A super smart AI that can drive your computer, and it's free for everybody. What does that actually mean for you, for your job, for your day-to-day life? Well, for starters, it means that pretty much every single boring, repetitive task you do on your computer could be on the chopping block. And I mean that in a good way. Think about all that mind-numbing data entry
organizing endless folders, typing out the same standard email replies over and over. All of that could just be gone. Handled by an AI agent, leaving you free to do the stuff that actually requires a human brain, the creative, strategic, important work. Now, I know what you're thinking. When you hear automation, you think job losses, and that's a valid concern. But history has shown us time and again that while technology makes some jobs obsolete, it always creates new ones. We're going to see a whole new category of jobs pop up, things like AI trainers, who literally teach these agents how to do custom tasks, or automation specialists and digital workflow designers, brand new careers focused on building the bridge between what humans want and what these AIs can do. And that really brings us to what might be the biggest idea in all of this. It's a fundamental shift in our relationship with technology. I mean, for decades, we have had to learn how to speak the computer's language. We learned to click their icons, navigate their menus, follow their rules. But this is different. Because this AI learned by watching humans, it understands our world. It understands our interfaces. For the first time, the machine is finally truly adapting to us, not the other way around. Look, AI agents like this are not science fiction anymore. They're here, they work, and they're accessible to everyone. There's no doubt they are going to fundamentally change how we work and interact with our computers. So the question really isn't if this is going to happen. The only question left is, when it does, will you be ready for it?